Hey everyone, welcome to the 1804 show, chapter 2. I'm your host, Dollar Will, and this is 1804 history. So before I start, hit like, comment, subscribe to the channel, the 1804 show, chapter 2. Now let's get it. Yeah, it feels so good to be back. I miss you guys. I had to come back and do another history segment, man, because this one really, pissed me off. And just what we don't hear about in the American school system, or how crooked these politicians, these presidents, were amongst people of color. And they try to romanticize slavery and how this country was built. But I'm going to tell the truth. I'm going to speak my mind. I'm going to say my piece. Because somebody got to do it. Because they've been lying to us. They've been lying about who we are as a people. They've been lying about how this country got established. And somebody got to tell it, because the research that I have conducted over this subject is falsified. Because they really be trying to paint like we didn't do anything, that we was lazy, that we was stupid, that we was less than a human being. And totally not the case. And all I gotta say is that just give us our reparations and we will just chill. We would do our thing. And this and that. If you just pay us what you owe us. But that would never happen. And stuff like that. But yeah, tonight I'm gonna be talking about who really built the White House. And there's a couple of accounts that comes with that. First it was 300 slaves or indentured servants. And they saying that it was also white slaves who helped out, but they was compensated way more than the black slaves. And what kills me is that how you gonna have the British come and burn down a White House or burn down a house and then offer just freedom off the bat? And to me, just all the stuff that I had read and researched with this, they really try to paint like the British wasn't as racist as the Americans people, or the so-called American people, the colonizers and stuff. But little do they know was they was taken alive and they was forced to join the army, in which they do. They always use black people to help fight a war and this and that. Always did that in every war. And what kills me is that they always paint like we're not patriotic, but we have fought in every American war that existed. In every American war, go back and look it up, that we were there fighting on both sides. Even in the Civil War, there were some black troops that served in the Confederacy, and they try to make it like the Union wasn't doing dirty shit, but they were. The Union were racist as well. But just the fact that y'all picked Washington, D.C. because y'all know that it's not a part of the United States. But I'm going to say that for another video, for another segment. But y'all know why y'all picked Washington, D.C. to be the headquarters of America, and used us to build it, and didn't pay us no real money. You only paid 300 slaves, so like 10 cents of a dollar to rebuild the White House. A house that was pretty much like a plantation. And then after we built it, it was segregated. It was white only and color only. No slaves couldn't live inside the house. You know how many presidents owned slaves? It was like at least 13 presidents that owned slaves. Shit, John Adams was the first president or so-called president to live in the White House. Even he owned slaves. And what's crazy about it, that when they came to burn the house down, is that they were so worried about the picture of George Washington being ruined. Like, they risked their lives for that particular painting, that oil painting, and this and that. But what kills me is the hypocrisy. Because if they built the White House, nobody ever sit back and think about what else they built. Because you know they built the White House, they had to build the Washington Monument too. Like, they've been building things. Well, I ain't gonna say they've been building things because they used us to build it, but somebody had an idea, somebody had a plot to use us to build these landmarks all across the United States, all across America, because they know that we build civilizations. You know, they know because of the stories that the Moors told them. And when they came over here, they wrote it down in their diaries. And they said, like, wow, look at these lands, look at these buildings. I never seen such beautiful craftsmanship on these buildings. So they knew exactly what they was doing, and they knew exactly what they did to us. And it just really makes me mad how they try to romanticize things, like they didn't kill, like they didn't create laws and legislations to get rid of us. And Andrew Jackson was a tyrant and just really was hell-bent on getting rid of as many Indians as possible. Not the Native Americans that of today, but the Indians, the American Indians. Yeah. So, for a so-called general who was losing practically every battle, that he had to stoop so low, like he couldn't go up front against the man, so he had to go attack the women and children. And all this was because of trade. All this was because they didn't want to stop trading with the British, the American people, and France. So France did the Louisiana Purchase and just vowed to take over territory all across the Midwest, all the way down to Louisiana. So it just, outsiders, man, outsiders wanted to come and ruin the natives, you know what I'm saying, who was there, just wanted to take over and colonize these areas because they didn't consider them as human beings. They considered them in the way, and they did everything that they possibly can to get rid of these people. And they like to romanticize, they like to rationalize what they done. But a lot of these lands was taken over by murder, by conquest. It wasn't no, hey, I'm coming to take over your land. Is it okay? We wanted to ask permission before we come and take over and rename whatever y'all got going on, so we can own this and take over the land, the generational wealth, and this and that. No, they was fighting, and we fought back a lot of times. That's why these wars was occurring all over, because we have fought back so much. And I wish black people would notice how powerful we are, instead of submitting, instead of bowing down to these so-called people. Because if we all come together, if we all fight, if we all just be on one accord, all on the same page, that we will rule this land again. We will rule this country, this continent again. I don't know how, but something got to give. Maybe in this generation or the next generation. It got to start now. It got to start happening now. And I just wish that they just would tell the truth. They would just reveal how crooked and how corrupt that they were, and made sure that they, captured as many people as they could and took them in and made them slaves. My bad, prisoners of war. Because these history books and these so-called illustrations don't show the true identity of the American Indians. They don't even give a good description of of these people. But all I can say is that we the most reclassified people of all time. If they keep taking us and renaming us, then quickly they will wipe out who we truly are. But luckily, the truth is being revealed and the truth is being exposed about what happened and who we truly are as people, and we need to listen. We need to get in touch with our spirituality. We need to get in touch with the old ways. We need to get just the knowledge that we lost. And they say that we are the cursed people. That's in the Bible. But I don't see why. I don't see how. But Deuteronomy chapter 25, verse 65, 68, I don't know. That could be anything. But all I can say is that if you make me rebuild a White House and I don't get paid for it, man, that shit going back to square one. That's all I gotta say about that. But we just need to understand and need to get back on the same page and really realize just the misdeeds, the injustices of, how you make our people rebuild something and we wasn't even citizens. To y'all we were just cattle. We were just a particular status, because the more slaves you own was how much wealth you have obtained. But I just don't get it. I just don't understand it. And then you make us butlers, you make us maids in the house we built. But it's just fucking foul. And I just want us to get ourselves together and hold those people accountable. Yeah, they are dead now, but I best believe that they descendants are still here, just like our descendants. We're the descendants now of those people that rebuild the White House. And you got Dr. King giving us I Have a Dream speech a few yards away or a couple miles away. Because if you haven't been to Washington, D.C., everything is far. Everything's like 2-mile radius or 5-mile radius. But everything isn't close together. A lot of stuff is just spread it apart. So you know how much acres of land that is? So just to have us, march and listen to these speeches or go to the inaugurations every 4 years to watch a president get sworn in, but only person that told us about that we built this country was Trump. He's the only one that actually told the truth and said that, oh, you black people built this land and you finally getting credit for it out of all these presidents. Not saying that I'm a Trump supporter, but I'm with the truth. I'm with anybody who tells the truth. You know what I'm saying? We can agree to disagree, but as far as Trump, he's the only president that actually told the truth about who built this nation. Because like I said, we fought in every world war or every war in this country. We fought, we died, we was enslaved, we got murdered, we got lynched. It took us 100 and some odd years to vote. But we voting for the wrong people. We were voting for the wrong team. And that's why we are stuck in this travesty that we call society. But yeah, this is why we need to be compensated. We need to push for our reparations, because that's just dirty. How do you just give people a falsified identity or misnomer and call them that, and you label them that, but that we was already here. What we done, what we contribute, what we built, what we invented, what we established in this on this continent way before y'all got over here. It was the old world to us, but it was the new world to y'all. And it's just unfair. It's just, just like I do everything and everybody. You know, they take over, and whoever take over, the civilians control the civilization. So, I'm done, y'all. I don't want to say anything that's going to incriminate me. So, hit like, comment, subscribe to the channel. If you want to donate to the Cash App, the $1804 show, and hit that bell for future notifications, and I'm out. Have a good night. Peace.